Okay, job number 19248. Project name, St. Anthony Family Medicine. This bid has a little bit of curb repair, a lot of crack fill, a lot of seal coat, and a lot of striping. This project is managed by Olympic Group, LLC. I have done this seal coat and striping project 2 years ago. At the time, did some asphalt repairs in here as well, and had Looker Asphalt do the repairs. There may be some asphalt repair to do this summer, and my contact says he'll make that decision here in a couple weeks. But for now, a little bit of curb, seal coat, crack fill, striping. This quote will be separated into two parts. Down here is the entrance in the purple, coming off of Point Fosdick Drive. There's this section here, all the way down to this stop sign, and all the way up to this stop sign. That quote will be for seal coating, crack fill, and a little bit of striping, which the striping would be some fire lane down this stretch, and freshening up the lane lines and some turn arrows up by the entrance, as well as a stop bar down here, stop bar down there. Okay, so that'll be the first quote, and I'll walk the property here to show you. In order, I will show you this section first, then I will show you the main building, which is where the family medicine building is. There's urgent care in this location right here, and a couple other medical facilities sharing this building. When I walk you through this property, you'll see there's a lot of crack fill, a lot of fire lane striping, a lot of stall striping, yellow painted speed bumps, and a few stencils, some ADA stencils out in this area. Then what I'll do is we'll walk up through this back alleyway, and it'll take us up to this other large parking lot, which is pretty quiet during the week, but a lot of seal coat, a lot of striping in this area. This section right here has a gate that needs a code to be unlocked, which the contact person, as long as he knows when we're coming out to do the job, he can get the gate unlocked. Rada Paint uses this section of this annex building, so there will be communication with Rada Paint on when to do this work. The best time to do this project is on a Sunday, so there will be weekend rates to apply to this estimate. Sections of this property can be done up here during the week. If it's blocked off, half of it at one time and another half is blocked off on another day, then it is possible to seal coat during the weekday. But as I said before, the best days to do it is on Sunday. And the reason for that is because this right here is the urgent care, where emergency ambulances and stuff will come in and drop patients off here. There's Rada Paint that works on Saturday as well. So Sundays are the most ideal day. I'm going to push pause here and we'll walk the site. So here's a blown up version of the main entrance here and the main building parking lot. I highlighted in red where the fire lane striping is. A majority of it is red painted curbing, but in this area here there's a 4-inch red line that goes down the building, as well as right here there's a 4-inch red line, 4-inch red line here, 4-inch red line there. Everything else is all red painted curb. So I'm taking you out to the entrance here on this property. So main entrance right here, you'll see there's some restriping to do. over existing thermoplastic arrows and stop bar. That location is right here at the entrance of Point Fosdick Drive. This area will have to be coned off completely when we seal coat this section. Not much crack fill to do on the main entrance, except for a little spot right there. A little bit of curbing in the middle. As you can see, they keep the area fairly clean. These are just needles that are blown down from the trees. But other than that, they keep the lots pretty clean. My contact has somebody come in to take care of the parking lot every month. So preparation for the asphalt is not going to be very tough. A Snuffy in here will easily clean up this entrance section within an hour. Which comes down to the stop bar. That area would be blocked. And this entrance to the right, and entrance down there to the left, all part of this first phase, which I showed to be through here and in this direction. A lot of crack fill down the drive aisle. So the length of this whole drive aisle times 2 would be our measurements for crack fill. No asphalt repairs at this time. You can see red painted curb with 4-inch no parking tow away stencils, 1 on each planter, and down that long stretch, which it equals out to about every 50 feet. So I'm standing right about where my thumb is right now. These drive aisles each have a crack that goes down each drive aisle, so we need to account for that. The ADA stencils, they're a little rough. They might need to be scrubbed a little bit, and then and restripe with blue background, as you can see. This section right here, this long section in front of the building, which is urgent care, is probably the busiest parking lot during the week. So it's very tough to do seal coating during the week unless half of it is blocked off at a time. And as you can see, a lot of cars are in here already. They fill up fast. There's an example of one of the arrows stencils that are in here. Down this area right here, you'll see a little bit of curb repair. Right here where my thumb's at is where I'm standing. As soon as you come in the entrance, there's a little bit of curb repair to do right here. I told them we would take the curb, start here, remove all of this curb all the way up to the joint here. We could saw cut right there. This looks pretty decent, so we can leave it. So we'll cut right here, replace this whole section. Curb repair is going to be about 10 feet. You'll see double lines on this section of angled parking. We need to black out the lines that we don't want before we seal coat. This was a request, and this is in this section here. This was a request last time to black out the existing lines and then seal coat over everything. So you could tell which one's the newer stall line. To the right's the newer stall line. The one to the left is the one that needs to disappear. The width of these stalls is 8 foot right now. Okay, now I'm going to show you this section right here. This is the busiest section throughout the week, including on Saturday. See if we get focused here. There we go. So this area down the middle has urgent care. What we did last time was we seal coat half of this drive aisle, which is this section here. This whole section right here, seal coated half of the road at a time, so that way ambulance could come in if necessary. Okay, I'm standing right here at this back corner of the lot, looking this direction. As you can see here, get some focus. Condition of the lot's pretty good. Again, you'll see crack fill going up the drive aisles everywhere on both sides. This was a new patch right here, so you won't see any cracks here. We just did that 2 years ago. So the lot looks pretty good, but because of the pollen being so heavy this year, Joe and I walked the site and thought that it would be appropriate to have a power washing crew come in on a Sunday weekend rate and get around a lot of these curbs. But not only that, but get a street sweeper in here to see what they can pull up as well along the whole lot. One day to go in and have a street sweeper in here. Same day we could have maybe the power washers come out, clean this up. Okay, in the back of the property of this main building, I'm standing right by the speed bump right now. The speed bump is yellow, about 4 feet wide and 24 feet long. I did not get a request to replace these speed bumps, but I'm sure it'll probably come up later this summer as a request. But there are two down this back section here of the building. You'll see a third one here, and there's more up at the other building. But for now, I want to catch these two. Okay, on this main building, the northwest corner, right here, there's parking stalls, and you'll see 3 each yellow painted wheel stops that need to be scraped and painted. This northeast corner of the building is where the pharmacy is, and this is where I'm standing right now. There's the pharmacy entrance, and there's a lot of pollen in this area. A lot of pollen along this northeast section of the building by the pharmacy. So this is where a majority of the power washing will have to happen. Here's another example of the arrows to restripe at the pharmacy. The arrowheads are 3 feet long, and the tail is 2 foot long. So now we're gonna head behind the main building, drive up this road. Right here, it takes you up to the next parking lot. And that is, on this section, we end up on the end of the road, and here's the back parking lot by the annex. I'll give you the details. Okay, on this back building parking lot, I'm over here standing so that you can see for measurements this shaded area right here. There's the corner of the building. There's 17 parking stalls that go along here, and then it kicks back where that black car is. There's 3 more stalls. This is where Rada Paint is. I said they're busy on the Saturdays, so Saturdays would be tough to seal coat here, although they did say if we had to and they knew about it, we could block it off and people could park out here. They would just need to know that because of loading up at the dock here for paint and whatnot. Okay, last thing to show you is this little area at the annex where it's gated and we'd have to get permission to get in to seal coat so they can move the cars. That's right here. Have to give notice to them that we would be seal coating this area so they could clear the trucks out and park outside the gate so that we could seal coat it and stripe. You can see there's probably about a dozen to 15 stalls in there. This lot up here in the annex, this is the one parking lot that we don't necessarily have to do it on a Sunday. If we coordinate it, we could seal coat half of this one day and seal coat the other half another day. A lot of the physicians and employees like to park up at this annex parking lot, and then they walk down the road to the main building. So just a lot of coordination and heads up when we go to do the work. And then down at the northwest end, the road heads out and it goes out to the last entrance. Any questions? Give me a call. Thank you.